Welcome to the bonus video of Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story, where I'm guaranteed to teach you something new about this game. There are new discoveries in this. This is everything that we have not seen already in another video, and just all the other things that I learned while making this that I didn't have a good opportunity to talk about. First of all, let's talk about the ending, specifically multiple endings. This game's got 3 of them. Depending on your ranks, Chekron will say different things to you. For Star or Shine rank, he goads you, telling you that he expects better from you. For Flower rank or lower, he commends you for defeating the Dark Star with such little power. This is probably the only example I can think of where the bad ending is superior to the neutral ending. And the good ending for reaching Rainbow rank at level 40, as well as Final Boss rank at level 40 with Bowser, he calls you amazing. Speaking of the ending, I want you to watch Toadbert here. He just dived off the entire castle to avoid Bowser. It seems to be a running gag, intentional or not, because he dives off of that really tall bone structure earlier in the game too. Final Boss has 5 attacks that we never saw. This first one, it grabs you and elevates you at different heights, making you either have to jump over these pulses or not. Second, it plants its arms in the ground in front of you, releasing energy through them, and you have to hammer them away. This third one, Fawful turns into a Pac-Man chasing you while the Dark Star tries to trip you up. Fourth, it releases this clock hand and spins it around. You wanna hit me? You wanna, no? You gonna, oh. Well, that's certainly one way to get hit. Spins all around and then charges it up. If it's up, it's Mario, down, it's Luigi. And lastly, Dark Bowser has this Dragon Ball Z punch thing where you have to repel it with your own punch and then he tries to attack you from above. And also, here's what it looks like if the Dark Star core manages to escape Mario and Luigi, since we never saw that either. In the 3DS remake, the final boss was given a new attack with these energy orbs you gotta jump over. It's actually an alteration on the clock hand attack, replacing that one. It was asked what happens if you don't touch the X button at the end of the final boss fight. It actually makes you press the X button to do this punch. You will just sit there forever and in this pose. If you duck as Bowser for exactly 1 frame, he goes into a state known as flickering. This makes him perform 4 ducks at the same time. This has a purpose for attacks that require ducking multiple times, like the cage in the fight with Dark Bowser, enabling you to counter the attack almost instantly. You want to make your copy of the game permanently less climactic? If you go up to the final boss, these torches start lighting. These are tied to your save file. If I were to go back out of this room, it would remember that these 2 are already lit. If I save the game and reset, they stay lit. And then this one lights up. I find it bizarre that they programmed it this way. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about this one. I was asked if anything special happens if you fail at running away from the Dark Star's explosion. It's... Whoa! Am I just dead? It's Sorry, that was just funny. It seems the fight with Dark Fawful was a late addition to this game during development. There's an unused transformation sequence that has him turn directly from Fawful into the Dark Star core. I like this animation. It's super expressive and it shows visually that he cannot control the Dark Star. It's weird where he turns into something that's essentially not human and he's fallen so far, yet he seems kind of pleased with himself and content with it. It's so unsettling. Next up, there's this glorious unused Fawful theme that I have to share with you. The giant battles offer some unique ways to die. In the Fawful Express, the Bowser the Bowser collapses under the bridge. No, the bridge collapses under Bowser's weight. Or he can just get taken to an alternate dimension, never to see the Mushroom Kingdom taken over by its new dictator. During giant battles, you don't actually have to stomp on small enemies, you just have to be stomping when they touch you to avoid damage. You can see them blowing up on Bowser's leg here and him not getting hurt from it because he happens to be stomping with his other leg. Gongs. It seems the rhythm game was going to involve hitting gongs with your hammers originally. That's my guess what these unused graphics were for. You ever wonder what would happen if you missed every single snack basket item? Well, too bad, here it is anyway. I got one item in that one, but the effect is the same. He just cries. Let's do absolutely nothing with the Broggy Bonker. Yeah, I'm just tickling your ear. There's unique animations for leveling up twice. Luigi drops his hat, picks it back up, only to drop it again. Blitties might have originally been birds. There's these yellow birds stored alongside Brock Mashira's graphics. If you go back and visit Brock Madame again with the bros, she has some additional things to talk to you about. You return to moi? Hee hee, this pleases me. Did you find this burly masseur with the tremendous power? Hee hee, zut alors. Hee. So then, shall we chat? So then, alors, let us chat. I have to do this a little bit. Cherise, tell me, do you know this gentleman, Monsieur Cuzzle? He is much older, oui. But he has the joy de vivre. So much energy, this monsieur. And his mind, it is sharp, huh? It is master of the puzzles, he talks of them. He always, when he visits moi, he is saying puzzles, and so trendy with the youth and stuff like this. I was never born when Monsieur Cousin visited, no, but then he stopped crossing the border to see me, sad. It is rumor, but something was stolen from him, perhaps? Something about a cure of some kind. This is what I hear, oui? That is what Monsieur Cousin, what he is. This man, he loved the sea like life itself, so perhaps he is retired near the beach, oui? Hee hee, all done chatting. You are good listeners, Cherise. Return to moi sometime. So then, hello, let us chat. Cherise, tell me, do you believe in the aliens? Once upon a long ago, they say that aliens visited this very kingdom. Someone tell me this, oui? This was before I arrived in the area, of course. They were evil. They destroyed their houses, kidnapped people. This was a terrible, awful time. But in the end, two champions, superstars in the green and red, defeated them all. And yet, there is a rumor that in fact, the aliens are preserved somewhere in the kingdom. Preserving evil aliens. There are people who have the bizarre hobbies, huh? Oh, but now that I think of it, you two are red and green. Are you perhaps fans of the same superstars? You look a lot like them. So the sniveling worms dare to defy the guild of evil aliens terrorizing humans with gigawatt bombs, energy beams, ray guns, and killer lasers! Next up, Cherise, tell me this thing you have. Special someones? I must apologize. This is a personnel question. Oui. Have you had to have this person? You must cling to them tightly. You understand this? You do not relax when they are beside you for one day. They may disappear on the wind. And in the moment you realize they are gone, you realize how important they really were. This has happened to moi. That is why, Cherise, I tell you to cling to these special someones. Oh my god, you had Brock Monsieur in your hands and you let him slip away? How could you? This special someone for moi. I wonder if he is still collecting these silly blocks. It is him! All done chatting. You are good listeners, Cherise. Return to moi sometimes. Cherise, tell me, do you know this gentleman, Monsieur Cuzzle? Oh, it's just looping now. Okay, so that's everything that she has to tell us. There's lots of unused battle backgrounds from Partners in Time, meaning that this game was based on that game's framework. Beyond that, there's sound effects left over from both Partners in Time and even games like Yoshi's Story.
Nintendo! Let's go! Okie dokie. Mamma mia.
Here's these early sprites of Bowser and the Bros based on their appearance and partners in time. Luigi doing the crab. Love to see it. There's several unused battle transitions that mostly work, minus a few graphical hiccups. There's the original from Partners in Time. My personal favorite is this rolling one. The only time anything like this ever happens in the final is in the final battle with Dark Bowser with the glass breaking effect. The most obscure song in the game is probably swimming underneath Blubble Lake and then transitioning to the Bros. Here's something I was sad that I just simply forgot about. So after we've cured all of the Blorb Toads, we go outside of Dr. Toadley's office and there's still this guy here. Oh, well, hey there, Mario. They cured the Blorbs, huh? What, me? This is just what I normally look like. Thought you'd enjoy that one. If you fail the carrot minigame, Wiggler only had one of those carrots, so he provides you with a whole stack of carrots to eat instead. Remember that Dry Bones who was waiting days to get into Fawful's show? So I charged in and wiped out. Long story short, no seat. I waited 10 days in line, man. 10 days in line. Poor guy. Next, we move on to some Bowser topics. The Fury status was solved by JD Aster, because of course it was. It just seems like so many discoveries from Mario RPGs come from them in particular. Bowser must get hit 10 times in one battle for you to get a base 20% chance of entering Fury at the start of Bowser's turn. This chance goes up another 2% every subsequent time you get hit. Fury Fangs are truthful, raising the chances by 50%. Once Fury is entered, there is a 10% chance of leaving Fury after turn 1, 20% after turn 2, 30 after turn 3, 40 after turn 4, and you will always leave Fury in 5 turns. This has absolutely been solved, and I recognize JD Aster as the winner of my little contest, so thank you. Several people sent in this German version exclusive glitch. Yeah, how often do you hear about those? Where Bowser X turns into this horrifying amalgamation of sprites. It's like the final boss of a certain game that I won't spoil. For defeating Bowser X in the remake only, they added a golden shell. It's not more powerful than the king shell or anything, it's just a trophy. It gives you 8 defense. There's one enemy that I never fought at any point. If you let a Dark McAwful's head stay on the top screen and don't inhale it, it will get a new body, the Dark McAwful 0.5. Contrary to its name, it looks way cooler. I already showed what happens if you don't rescue the Koopa Troopas right away and go talk to them as Mario, but a couple of Bowser's other minions have obscure dialogue for this. Whoa, Mario, 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 the mustache! Hey, who's the green stash in back? Who, dunno, who? Is he a Mario impersonator? Yeah, totally. Well, he stinks. Color's all wrong. That's true. Mario's red. So wrong, so lame. If you talk to them a second time, man, someone tell him the color's off. The guy's got his own thing, and that's okay. That's Mario! Whoa, Mario, let's get him! But how? Yeah, Phil, how? We're caged. You can just blow up. The explosion will reach out here. Just saying. Talking to them a second time. Hey, Luigi too! Who's that? Ignore him. I already talked to the Koopa Troopas, but this begs the question of, do they have secondary dialogue if you talk to them again? Yes. They're just upset that Bowser never rescued them. I would have never noticed this, but Bowser's safe combination in Japanese spells out Koopa Koopa, strong as ever, Koopa-sama. This gag was even continued in Brothership with its own number combination. Here's some unused sprites of Bowser kicking. Here's Blockman! Actually, it's the Block Hopper from New Super Mario Bros., which would have made its only other appearance here had it been used. Here's an unused flower plant guy thingy. I originally thought this was an unused sprite of Luigi using the Super Bouncer while tiny or something like that, but no. It's an unused sprite of Luigi latching onto the enzymes in Gut Check. The Alarm Bomb was originally going to be encounterable on the field, having many unused sprites. Unused items. The retry clock was originally a clock mushroom. There's an unused item called Dummy, which heals Bowser. Like, even if you use it as Mario and Luigi, it has an unused behavior of throwing the item into the air, having it explode into like this soothing aura, and it heals Bowser from inside of him. There's this graphic with Japanese text on it that I assume says provisional because a lot of Japanese games have that as an unused test graphic. This game has a debug menu that was left in, but basically all of the text in it was dummied out in the English release with the text "no need to translate" in place of every line to do with it. And here it comes, in the remake. The great song from the original title screen was lost in the 3DS version. They composed a new one in its place, and the original is only heard during the credits. Here's what it would have sounded like. In the remake, there is a side mode called Bowser Jr.'s Journey. I have no interest in covering this mode because it's just hours of watching Bowser Jr. fight stuff. I considered maybe doing a full read of all of the cutscenes because I've heard the characterization in it is quite good, but the total length of all the cutscenes is 3.5 hours. And I just think that at that point you might as well do a full playthrough, but the full playthrough would be really boring to watch because there's basically no gameplay. So, sorry, just not gonna be a part of this. In the remake, Amiibo! You can scan Mario, Luigi, Bowser, Bowser Jr., Peach, Toad, Koopa, Goomba, and Boo. Each will give random consumable items once per day. These can be HP or BP recovery for the main game, and even Bowser Jr.'s Journey exclusive items like beans or EXP raising items. In the remake, you can jump while using Snack Basket. In the remake, there's some instances where you can fool the game into thinking you're in a cutscene, allowing you to fast forward normal gameplay. This is known as fast forward storage. In the remake, I thought we were done dunking on the 3DS version, but in the beginning cutscene of Bowser Jr.'s Journey, when Bowser flies away in his clown car, he's actually layered on top of the clown car. And I only have one last topic for us today. The cutscene before Dark Bowser was originally meant to be a bit longer. And thanks to the help of the Purple Anon, who I've credited with some of the other new discoveries that I've presented in this Let's Play, they were able to restore much of it. Let's take a look. Whoa, so you're already fully awake, are you? I gotta say, you're looking more and more like me. I look pretty good dressed up all dark and evil. You must witness the truth of the dark power with your eyes. This kingdom, this world, all will be shrouded in the power of this darkness. Really? Good for you, pal. Problem is, that's my deal. I don't need any help from you. If your dark power's so great, it'd be all you needed. The dark power cannot be controlled by anyone. At least not by the likes of a being like you. All who stand in its way are going to vanish. Behold, dark power! I got the answer to my question from Reddit. The suction would run the risk of prolapsing your anus or damaging your intestines before it got strong enough to suck the poop out, I imagine. Not unless you have something stuck in your intestines blocking them that somehow the vacuum would dislodge. Your intestines have their own internal movement called peristaltism, which is local contractions that push things from one end to the other. In the meantime, the contents of your intestines are mixed with different secretions, amylases to digest carbs, for instance, that allow to finish the job breaking down the food that your stomach started. Once the food molecules are cut into sufficiently small pieces, those small molecules are then absorbed through the intestines. In the meantime, there is also stuff, mostly fibers, that you can't digest and absorb, but that feeds your gut bacteria and keeps them healthy. More specifically, keeps the good bacteria alive, otherwise they might leave room for bad ones that take over and make you sick. The remainders of all that are pooped out in the end. Some people have issues with whether their intestines don't work well and they end up with lots of undigested nutrients in their stool, meaning that they don't use everything they eat. And that's a big problem usually. They might eat well, but in the end totally starve. So making things shoot full speed through your intestines would F those processes, which take time and are done slow over length of your intestines, which is why you have several meters of them. Also, there's a news article of this actually happening to a real little girl with a pool drain, and it sucked her intestines out of her ass and she died.